Yet another round of severe thunderstorms expected for southern Wisconsin. It's only been a couple days since we had that last round, prompting alert day conditions from noon to 7 p.m. on Wednesday. I have the very latest projection on those storms using Future Track.
Plus, the man accused of kidnapping a pregnant Beaver Dam teenager returns to court, how he pleaded and when he's expected back in court.
Also, SSM Health breaks ground on a new outpatient center in Verona, how the hospital and city hope this expands access to care.
And later, a local dinner cruise line coming to an end unless a buyer is found. Why the current owners are hoping the tradition can stay alive. And we welcome you to News 3 Now at 6. And good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Sarah Carlson.
We start with weather. Severe storms possible for tomorrow afternoon and evening.
Southern Wisconsin could be in for more heavy rain and strong winds, putting events like concerts on the square and some baseball and softball in jeopardy. For the latest, we go to Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington with the first warn forecast.
Sarah, Eric, southern Wisconsin, alert day conditions expected from noon to 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Strong winds, hail. We could have some storms that promote perhaps a brief isolated tornado or two during the afternoon hours tomorrow. And we're just going to get right to it and show Future Track hour by hour. Southwest Wisconsin by 1 o'clock, thunderstorms in southwest Wisconsin, Boscobel, Lone Rock down to Platteville, seeing the potential for severe thunderstorms. As we go 1 hour ahead, 2 o'clock, thunderstorms lining up along the Wisconsin River Valley, maybe even perhaps getting into the west part of Dane County around 2 o'clock. Better chances as this thunderstorm complex starts to get its act together. 3, 4 o'clock turning into a line of thunderstorms moving from Marquette, Green Lake counties right down to Columbia County, the western part of Dane County, all the way to Monroe. As we head towards 5, 6 o'clock this time tomorrow night, that line Madison and areas just off towards the east, Juneau, Jefferson, Watertown, down to Janesville, and then it slowly starts to get out of the area by the time we head towards 7, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. All severe weather hazards are possible with this line of thunderstorms, including the potential for tornadoes, again, putting activities tomorrow evening at jeopardy. Coming up in Maine weather, I'll let you know whether or not concerts on the square rain option, which is Thursday, will be favorable for the concert. That's coming up in a couple of moments.
All right, thank you, Alex. And you can track the forecast for yourself on the First Warn Weather app. It has hourly planners, road conditions, and radar. You can download this for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. The man accused of abducting a Beaver Dam teenager and triggering multiple statewide Amber Alerts is pleading not guilty.
Gary Day appeared in Dodge County Court today. News 3 Now's Jalen Banks was there and explains what happened.
Gary Day, the 40-year-old Arkansas man accused of abducting a Beaver Dam teenager, appeared at the Dodge County Courthouse Tuesday afternoon for an arraignment.
25 CF 54, State of Wisconsin, Gary Francis Day.
Gary Day was extradited from Nebraska and faces 4 felony charges, including child abduction and enticement. Day's bond is set for $2 million. Authorities say Day is the father of the unborn child of 17-year-old Sophia Franklin. Franklin went missing in February, prompting multiple statewide Amber Alerts and was found in April. Day is from Arkansas and is accused of taking Sophia Franklin to Arkansas and as far west as Oregon.
Your Honor, the discovery in this case is pretty significant. I'm asking for 90 days.
90. Any objection?
No.
During Tuesday's arraignment, Day pled not guilty. Now he's set to have a scheduling conference on October 7th at 8:15 a.m. We requested an interview with Day's attorney after the arraignment. They said they're not taking any questions at this time. For now, reporting from the Dodge County Courthouse, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
Jalen, thank you. And you can find all of our coverage of the case at channel3000.com. And don't forget to have the Channel 3000 News app on your phone. With it, you'll get push alerts on the day's top stories and breaking news as it happens. It is free to download. Just search WISC in your phone's app store.
An alleged car thief is behind bars thanks to an Iowa County canine. Deputies got a report yesterday afternoon of a stolen vehicle at a business in Dodgeville. They found the vehicle, but no driver. That's when deputies called in Canine Sam, you can see there, who used his nose to track down the suspect at a nearby property. The 33-year-old West Allis man was arrested for driving a motor vehicle without the owner's consent and is awaiting a bond hearing.
Firefighters in Iowa County say it took them 9 hours to put out a shed fire yesterday. The call came in about 12:30 early afternoon in the town of Brigham. More than a dozen departments responded. The shed was also reportedly full of hay. No word on how much damage was done or if anyone was hurt. A new SSM Health campus is about to take shape on the south side of Verona.
Armand Rahman shows us how the hospital and city hope this expands not only development, but access to health care.
Construction has begun to turn this field of dirt into a brand new 97-acre medical campus in Verona.
It's more jobs, it's more healthcare for people.
The new outpatient center is the first phase of the larger medical campus. Architects say healing is woven into the bones of the building.
From improved indoor air quality and ergonomic workspaces to abundant natural light and views of nature, every detail was considered to enhance comfort and care.
The outpatient center will offer primary care, lab and imaging services, and specialty care.
With its addition, we will be able to offer greater access for more timely care when and where our patients need it.
Its location is about 4 minutes away from the Verona Senior Center, 6 minutes from the high school, and 7 minutes from Glacier Edge Elementary School. Right now, the nearest hospital to the southern side of Verona is Unity Point Meritor, 20 minutes away in Madison.
Not everyone wants to drive to Madison all the time.
Verona Mayor Luke Diaz says the 97 acres owned by SSM Health near the intersection of Highways 151 and 69 is a gateway to further expansion.
It allows the city to get south of 151, which is a big deal. 151 is a big barrier for development, which is going to spur further development in this corridor, which I think is going to be great for the city of Verona.
The new outpatient center is set to open next year. Reporting in Verona, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Armand, thank you. The rest of the campus project will feature more clinic space and additional services.
Inflation is moving in the wrong direction. Consumer prices rose 0.3% in the month of June to 2.7%. That is the highest level in some 4 months. Analysts say these findings were in line with what most economists had expected. Prices were up for clothing, furniture, and toys, all tariff-sensitive items, and dining out as well, up 4% at full-service sit-down restaurants.
I think that people have a legitimate gripe in that there are big categories that see high prices, whether it's your cost of housing, the cost of your car, the cost of insurance, the cost of going to a doctor. These are still areas that are really putting pressure on the households of America.
The cost of gas and food are also on the rise, but due to their volatility are not predictors of the larger economic picture. Today's report supports the Federal Reserve's wait-and-see approach on interest rates, with the central bank unlikely to budge at its meeting this month.
Americans' unpaid medical bills will remain on their credit card reports after all. Credit reports, I should say. A federal judge annulled a Biden-era rule that would have removed medical debt. A U.S. district judge in Texas found that the rule exceeded the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's authority under the Fair Credit Reporting Act. The rule would have removed nearly $50 billion in medical bills from credit reports of 15 million people. According to the Bureau, it would have boosted a person's credit score 20 points on average.
Coming up next on News 3 Now at 6, keeping a Madison tradition alive.
We return with the owners of the Betty Lou Cruise Line. They're hoping to putting up the business for sale, and they're hoping to see from the next owners.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
After 28 years on Lake Mendota, the owners of the Betty Lou Cruise Line are calling it quits.
But they don't want to see the end of dinner cruises in Madison. Our Kyle Pozorski shows us why they're hoping to find a local buyer to keep their tradition alive.
August 31st. It's a date Jack von Rutenberg has marked in thick bold on his calendar.
It's been a great ride.
That's when, after a quarter century, he and brother Bill will end a chapter of their lives of providing food, drinks, and a special experience on the waters of Lake Mendota.
We thought a city like Madison should really have a dinner cruise boat.
You see, Betty Lou Cruises all began back in 1998 when, after consulting and thinking about starting the unique venture for a long time, the von Rutenbergs took a leap of faith and set sail.
Our business advisor at the time asked us why we'd ever want to serve food on a boat.
Jack says that at the time, the family had already long owned the Mariners Inn, so it was a good fit to expand into an area many others didn't even dare to try.
It may not work, but we probably have the best chance of making it work.
So now, after 59 years of business ventures on land, combined with the 28 on water, Jack says the two have decided it's time to sell off the businesses and enjoy some other parts of life.
And our wives have been very patient about always being a little second fiddle to the restaurant schedule, and you know, now it's their time.
The sale price for the pair of vessels, supplies, equipment, and more is $299,999. Jack says it's priced that way and hopes to find a local buyer and keep the legacy they built intact.
Yeah, I mean, we can always sell it to somebody, somewhere else in Wisconsin or in the Midwest, even nationally, but we'd really love to sell it to somebody here.
For now, though, it's all about enjoying those final voyages and taking it all in. In Madison, Kyle Pazorski, News 3 Now.
Kyle, thank you. The Mariners Inn has already been sold. If interested in the cruise line, you can find contact information and more on the Betty Lou Cruises Facebook page. And still ahead, why a popular yogurt is being recalled.
Plus, Summerfest celebrates another successful year. We take a look at the final attendance numbers.
And will concerts on the square be a washout tomorrow? Alex returns with a complete forecast after a short break.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
There is a recall of a popular yogurt sold across the country. The company Danone, previously Dannon, says some of its Yo Crunch yogurt products may have plastic pieces in the dome topper. The company says there is a risk of choking if someone swallows those pieces. Danone is recalling all flavors and sizes of its Yo Crunch products with an expiration date between July and September. So if you have the yogurt, either throw it out or you can contact the company's consumer care line for a refund.
Another successful year for Summerfest, the festival releasing this year's attendance numbers. The 9-day festival saw more than 602,000 fans in attendance. That's an 8% increase from last year. More than 600 artists performed over 900 hours of live music. Performance highlights include sold-out shows by Hozier, The Killers, and Benson Boone at the American Family Insurance Amphitheater. This year featured 73 local Milwaukee vendors and 60 unique exhibitors, experiences, activities, and special events.
Well, Coldplay is coming to Camp Randall this Saturday, and that means several street closures again to look out for that day. Here's a map of what to expect. Monroe Street will be closed between Regent Street and Randall Avenue starting at 8 a.m. Saturday, and it will remain closed until approximately 3 a.m. Sunday. Regent Street will be closed between Spooner Street and Randall Avenue for approximately 1 hour following each concert from 11 p.m. to midnight to ensure pedestrian safety. Temporary on-street parking restrictions will be in place like we see for UW home football game, which includes Regent Street and Monroe Street for the concert exit traffic. You can find a full list of all these closures on channel3000.com.
Well, believe it or not, there are only 3 more weeks left of concerts on the square this season. Tomorrow you can listen to the sounds of Mozart and Mahler. Just bring a blanket or low-lying chair and enjoy the music. You can also reserve a table for catering. Plus, there are plenty of food vendors down there to choose from. You can reserve your spot starting at 3 p.m. Concert begins at 7. Jalen Banks will be there alongside meteorologist Blaze Keller live for Concerts on the Square.
But you may have to wait an extra day as the weather's not looking too great for tomorrow evening. We have Alex with our first warm weather.
No, it's not looking very good weather-wise as we go into Wednesday with alert day conditions leading right up to the start of Concerts on the Square. But we've had close conversations with Concerts on the Square CEO Joe, and we will be continuing to discuss throughout this evening as to whether or not we have Wednesday evening Concerts on the Square as planned, or do we move it to Thursday. That is an option, a rain option. That Concerts on the Square forecast 81 with storms at 5, 75 p.m. Those storms moving to the east, but still that threat potentially there for lightning, and then clearing out as we head towards 8, 9 o'clock. This is all part of an alert day for all of southern Wisconsin from noon to 7 p.m. on Wednesday, with all hazards possible, including the risk for a couple of isolated tornadoes. Let's track that. I know we were doing this earlier, but here we are, 1 o'clock. Just as a reminder, thunderstorms becoming more widespread in southwest Wisconsin. As we move towards 2, 3 o'clock, they line up along the Wisconsin River Valley and try to move to the east, getting into Dane County and Columbia County around 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. At 4, lining up, stretching right down the I-39 corridor through the Dells, through Madison, down towards Monroe and over towards Janesville, then forming more into a line as we head towards 4 or 5 o'clock when these thunderstorms get into a line that promotes damaging winds. So the earlier threats, potentially isolated tornadoes, large hail and damaging winds, then more of a damaging wind event as we round out the thunderstorms pressing off to the east of Madison between 6 and 8 p.m. But even behind a line of thunderstorms, there still is that potential threat for lightning, and then it's out over the Lake Michigan area as we head towards 8, 9 o'clock. much of the WISC viewing area, a level 2 out of 5 risk of severe weather. What does that mean? Scattered severe thunderstorms are quite likely as we go through the daytime on Wednesday. Damaging winds, the main threat. We can't rule out flooding as well in localized areas, and that risk for hail and that isolated tornado is there in southern Wisconsin. But what about the rain date on Thursday? 6 o'clock in the morning, clouds clearing out as we head towards noon for any setup or if you want to get an early blanket out. If it's moved to Thursday, sunny skies, cool temperatures. I'm going to show you the humidity levels in just a second. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, all the way up to 7 o'clock on Thursday. A perfect opportunity for concerts on the square. And one of the nicer days, too, if it is moved to Thursday, because our humidity levels are going to be in the comfy range for a change. You won't have to sweat so much being out if it, again, is moved to Thursday. Tonight, lows right around 70 degrees. Muggy conditions out there. Probably want the AC on again. Out ahead of that line of thunderstorms, very warm and humid conditions. Temperatures in the lower to middle 80s with good chances for showers and thunderstorms as we go into Wednesday afternoon with that line of thunderstorms posing that potential alert day conditions. 72, that's all we're going to do on Thursday. So if things are moved to Thursday, got a picture perfect day, low humidity, sunny skies. We'll keep that pleasant weather around for Friday and then turning unsettled as we head out into next week, staying in the 80s and lows in the 60s. Tonight we're going to be dipping down when you join us at 10 o'clock, mid 70s, a muggy night tonight. Not expecting storms tonight, but the storms are likely on Wednesday. And as I mentioned at 5 o'clock, that first glimpse going way out to the end of July, the likelihood of being above normal, definitely there for much of the country, and staying wetter than normal, lower end threat of that. So staying hot, I guess humid, and we'll add those storm chances in there through the end of the month, but all eyes and attention for alert day conditions for Wednesday, not just for concerts on the square, but for all of southern Wisconsin. Have that First Warn weather app handy. That's WISC Weather in the App Store. Your weather radio, of course, our live feed in channel3000.com.
And then I love that little break in the 70s.
Oh, it's going to be a brief, refreshing feel of almost fall-like.
All right.
In my opinion.
We hope we get the Northwoods League All-Star game in tomorrow with this weather coming, but another All-Star game tonight down in Atlanta, right?
And there's even some rain looking to maybe put that in question, but hopefully it happens tonight, and if it does, we'll have a good reason to talk about why the MLB commissioner defended his decision to put the Brewers rookie star Jacob Misiorowski in the All-Star game. We'll talk about it next on News 3 Now. Admittedly, the game of baseball struggles to build superstars, but they've recognized that there is a star in the making in Milwaukee. That's why, despite plenty of criticism, MLB's commissioner Rob Manfred defended his decision to put Jacob Misiorowski in tonight's All-Star game after just 5 career appearances, saying that it creates fan interest. The decision has drawn stark criticism from some other players in the big leagues, a notion the Miz says is out of his control.
I don't think the guys are coming after me. I don't think there's anything that I did in particular that they're coming after, but, you know, it's just a decision that was made, and, you know, you got to live with it. I'm not going to say no to MLB about coming to the game, so it is what it is.
The Northwoods League All-Star festivities kick off tonight at the Duck Pond as the league's best home run hitters in both softball and baseball compete to dish out the most dingers. In the league's second season with softball, Emma Kavanaugh, a catcher at Arizona, says this opportunity is one that inspires little girls to achieve their dreams. Meanwhile, Hillary Blomberg, a Badger who leads the league in home runs, gets to compete in front of her hometown.
This is like my hometown, so like being able to do that here, like I grew up like being around the Mallards and stuff, so now actually being part of it kind of in like all-star events is kind of a surreal feeling, so I'm actually just super excited, a little nervous, maybe losing a little bit more sleep than Emma.
Not gonna lose any sleep over it. I think 15 years of work can just kind of show in that, and I hope that I just get a good front tosser, to be honest.
After winning a national championship at Wisconsin and playing 18 incredible years in the NHL, Joe Pavelski is learning life in retirement. He lives in Madison, coaches youth hockey, and owns Lean Feast, a restaurant here in town, but he also golfs and does it incredibly well. This weekend, he won the American Century Championship, crowned the best celebrity golfer in the world.
You heard all the rumors about not a lot of current athletes are winning and Steph went and did it, so I had to retire, a year to go to get this thing. But just amazing week. Like, this place is incredible, means the world to me. I don't know if it showed on TV when we're battling, but man, it's awesome. It's why we play, why you guys let us believe we're pro golfers for a week, and just the best.
Man, imagine being that good at two sports.
No kidding.
That's fun to watch. Coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 10, Coldplay is coming to Camp Randall this weekend, the second in a pair of big-name artists to play the venue this summer after Morgan Wallen. It breaks a decades-long hiatus. What the Madison economy gained from the Morgan Wallen concert just a few weeks ago, and what organizers are doing differently this time with Coldplay. That story and more tonight. Join us for News 3 Now at 10.
And we hope that weather will be nice, but we've got some stuff coming right now to pay attention to.
Yeah, we've got that alert day set of conditions for Wednesday. Noon to 7 p.m. is that primary time frame for the potential severe thunderstorms for all of southern Wisconsin. Join us tonight at 10. I'll have the very latest with Future Track showing the very latest projection on where that line of storms may be and how that may line up coming up on Wednesday. That's tonight at 10.
All right, Alex, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. Coming up next is Entertainment Tonight.
And we will see you back here on News 3 Now at 10 o'clock. You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+.